Have you ever had that one conversation where you end that conversation up feeling inspired, encouraged, and in a sense being filled up? So as I was thinking back to times where I had conversation like that, I noticed it was more or less the same few people who had the ability to leave me with great conversations. And so I had to ask myself, why are they able to struck up great conversations, and what traits or qualities do these people, the great conversationalists, have in common that allow them to just have great conversations? Before I get to the point of this video, I do have to say that I'm in no way qualified to be teaching you how to have great conversations. These are just some of the things that I learned and observed throughout having great conversations with amazing people. There are many types of conversation. Some can leave you drained and tired, but some can inspire and encourage. But today, I want to explore more into the elements of how to have great conversations. To be interesting, be interested. I have learned that when you are genuinely interested in what the other person is saying, your conversation naturally becomes a lot more interesting. Great questions will start to be asked and deeper connections will start to form. There's just something that I can't get my hands on about people who are genuinely interested and attentively listen to what you have to say. Sometimes, or most of the times, attentive listening is all it takes to spark great conversations. Be lavish with praise, sparing in condemning, criticizing, and complaining. Of all the amazing conversations that I've had, I noticed a similar pattern. Great conversationalists are generous when it comes to praise and encouragement. And I think that makes total sense, right? We all love receiving kind words, and great conversationalists never miss an opportunity to praise and encourage. But on the other side, great conversationalists are stingy when it comes to complaining and condemning. Even when they feel a need to point out mistakes, they do it wisely. Be wise when bringing criticism. Bringing and pointing out someone's mistake is one of the hardest things to do. We as humans have a defensive temperament. We get defensive when it comes to avoiding humiliation. That's why most people get defensive when being pointed out their mistakes. It's human, especially if we do it in a foolish manner. Great conversationalists know how and when to give out criticism. I believe many of us have experienced being called out in public because of a mistake that we've done. I know I have, and it definitely didn't feel good, and I definitely didn't take the criticism well. So what is the best way to bring a criticism to someone? I have found and learned that the best way to bring criticism or to point out someone's mistake is to let them save their face, using positive words to shape criticism. I'll give you 3 ways to be criticized. They all contain the same meaning, but they are all conversed differently. I'll let you be the judge as to which will work best when it comes to bringing criticism. Your results are not good enough. You are weak in writing essays. Your essays did well compared to last time, but it's still not good enough. You could have done better. You've improved your writing from last time, and if you keep improving and work on your grammar, you'll be on the way to success. Great conversationalists know how to bring positivity even through criticism. The only thing I know is that I know nothing. These are the words spoken by Socrates. This is simple. Knowing that you aren't always right allows for new and different perspective, which will often lead to interesting discussion and better conversations. Great conversationalists are humble enough to show respect to other people's opinion and voices. They know that they can't always be right, and there's always a chance to learn and discover new ideas and perspectives. The fear of going deeper. Many of us often avoid asking the deeper questions. We tend to side with having comfortable surface talk rather than going a little bit deeper and connecting on an emotional level. But what I've realized is that great conversations never seem to come from the surface. It always goes a little deeper than how are you? If you want to have great conversations, don't be afraid to open up and don't be afraid to ask deeper questions. So yeah, those are some of the things that I've learned and observed throughout having great conversations with amazing people. Conversations are something that we do on a daily basis, so why not just have better conversations? If what I said earlier makes sense to you, try implementing those into your next conversation. But other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you found value, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye. The only thing I know is that I know nothing. Wow.